Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So we'll begin going in just a moment. I do note that AT has said it's early, therefore I should probably wait for another hour or something. Now, we'll get going in just a moment. Need to go ahead and actually download the same from THG. Not gonna lie, didn't expect it so soon, but yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. It is pretty awesome. Okay. There we go. So we had a, I'm gonna say good turn. It was good. It wasn't like stand up and like applaud kind of crazy good, but it was good. It was like a nice turn. We didn't really have anything go wrong. Our losses weren't too terribly bad. I mean, obviously the thing is, it's like we don't really want to take losses, but hell, what the hell? I mean, what can I do for it? Well, I can't not take losses, so we tried to mitigate them as much as we can, really. But yeah, overall, it was pretty good. Enjoyed it. Ideally, we see some pretty good results here today as well. That'd be excellent. Okay, just getting this set up. There we go. How you doing there, Sal? Hello there, Icy. Fatter, good to have you, my friend. AT, yeah, No Name's been waiting here for quite some while, actually, which is pretty awesome there. Yeah, indeed, sorry, today, 4 American cows were sunk. I'm not gonna lie, you make a big giggle. Okay. How you doing there, Icy? All Iceycrome. It feels good that we're making more progress here with the actual turns, which is really quite nice. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the actual turn here. So we're looking for turn 15. Let's see. Whoops. Arsenic in the Emperor's tea. Oh dear. That was actually rather amusing. Okay, let's get into this one, guys. Feeling... I don't know, there's a lot of things that could potentially happen here, but we'll have to see. How you doing there, Kevin? No ice cream? Sucks, man. How you doing there, Resonance? Yep, just in time. Just in time. No, just beginning here, Pirate. Hello there, Kovakan. How you doing there, my friend? Deep voice, man. Have fun there, Pirate Joe. Let me know how things go. Ooh, wow, okay, so we do see Thracian, we do see a number of other allied ships. I didn't expect him to move here, but we do see the allied cruiser Dorita. Okay, that's actually really a... That's not a response I actually really expected there, which is actually quite, yeah, that... You know what, that is actually something there that I didn't think would actually happen. Hey, Zope, we've only just started a few seconds ago, so, yep, don't worry about that. Yeah, night phase... Indeed good. Out in deep waters here as well, so that's interesting. Yep. I'm just surprised to see the Deroiter over here, actually. I didn't think he would send anything like, a light cruiser. Ooh. That was lucky there. Shimi Maru there, targeted by the patch. He doesn't actually... He's not going to be happy about that one. Oh, I can't... He's not going to be happy about that. Yeah, the M14 striking again there. Yeah, he... Oh, there we go. Solid hit there on the narwhal. Excellent. How you doing there, Paul? Good to have you, my friend. I mean GMT +1, actually. Right, we did get a solid hit there on the narwhal, so that was very good there. Didn't quite get to actually see the damage inflicted, but it looked pretty good. And anytime you have a actual depth charge penetrate, it's looking good. Okay, so our invasion force for Makassar has arrived. Now, honestly, I really don't know what to expect from this turn. I was very worried about him potentially sending assets to engage, or to... I don't know. We might see some allied response yet. I'm not entirely certain, but we'll see about this. Yeah, I live in England, South Yorkshire. Yeah, it feels nice to put some punishment there on the narwhal there. I mean, we're currently in summertime, but I don't think they'll be lasting too much longer anyway. You know, I'm not too far away from York, actually. I really do like York. How you doing there, Roach? So if you guys do want to go ahead and check out York, sort of Commissar Roach's channel there, really appreciate all the advice he's given to us in the past and the beautiful maps he's produced. So definitely go ahead and check out his channel there. Indeed, I agree there, Chrome. Ah, see you later, Ezzo. Okay. Right, we'll go ahead and speed up the actual bombardment over here then. Oh, wow. Okay, that is not actually something I was expecting there. I mean, these are all disabled, and yeah, it's a base force here, but that was really quite good there. It looks like our reconnaissance that we were flying at night definitely did a... Well, yes, definitely aided us quite nicely there. I imagine we'll probably lose a decent amount of men unloading, but that's a nice way. Goes to help us. I'm still worried about a potential response. So we only lose 57 here, so 3 destroyed. Sorry, 6 destroyed there. But still, it is bound to happen. Yeah, that was actually a really nice bombardment. Okay, firing once again to suppress. Wow, another 35 casualties inflicted there just from the AN army. Right, Sculpin is skulking out here. The Hermes has no swordfish. Though the thing is, it's like we've seen in the past, we've seen him just... repeatedly, he will send cruisers. I feel like something must be coming. I don't think he'd just let us do it. I mean, if he has, then that's a change of behaviour, which is rather interesting. Okay. Sailfish there, but engaged. Sorry about this going a little bit faster, it's because I accidentally I pressed escape, so it makes everything go a little bit faster. Okay, so sweep over Singapore, nothing detected there. Right, our star is going in here. I do apologise about the actual turn replay being a little bit faster. It's because obviously I skipped the bombardment. Okay, so 15 casualties. We will be attacking a Wenkao this turn. Another 17 go through. Yeah, we'll definitely have to check out the operations report just to get an idea of what's going on here. I mean, this is it. It depends where his carriers might be, really. And here we go. So we've got our bombers going in over Singapore. I imagine we'll probably take some damage from the flak. Yep, there we go. We're getting some runway hits, and that's nice. No aircraft damaged as of yet. It literally goes down there to the flak. Sonoya goes down there to the flak. Sonoya damaged. Okay, so you can imagine that the flak is quite heavy over Singapore. Yeah, the last of the sweep there. Some Tojo's coming in. Yeah, looks like we're sweeping over there. That would be a change by Infinite. I should have checked on that one. Okay, more Lilies coming in over here over Singapore. We've seen a lot of ships over here, man. That's really rather interesting. Yeah, we are taking losses due to the flag, but this is going to happen. We may have to adjust that altitude. Like, currently we're flying at 16,000 feet, but we may have to go a little bit higher then. Right, so we do see some PPYs. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so we do see the Kosho Maru actually taking a hit here. Now, this might be the lot carrying the actual air headquarters. Yeah, okay. 8 destroyed, 13. It might be the air headquarters there. That's actually really lucky for him to land a hit there. Some yeah, 139s. Ooh, okay. We're not having that much luck this day. Okay. Heavy fires. They can make it into Kendari. Yeah, potentially so. He's bombing the airfield here, but we do have a decent amount of flak. I feel like the turn's going way too fast here. It's due to the... I wish I could, like, slow it down again. I'm half tempted to run it again, but we'll see. Something's just saying, Jesus, this game goes fast sometimes. Okay, sweeping over Changhsa. We're not seeing anything here. Bombers going in unescorted. They should be escorted by the 27s, but it doesn't look like they're coordinating correctly. It may be due to the range here, in fact. Now, I'm not seeing anything on the airfield so far. I mean, this is it. It could be our transports. I hope it isn't. If it is, then it is. It's nothing we can really do there. Oh, there we go. We actually did hit an aircraft. Yeah, hit him supply dump, which is not really that important. Flak, surprisingly, yeah, I didn't expect the actual flak there to be damaging us so much. I suppose we are going quite low, aren't we? Okay, we'll skip that there. Yeah, that's what I should have done there. Okay, yeah, okay. Nice. So we still have some flying tigers on the actual ground here. Number 4 damage, 1 destroyed on the ground. So the good news is we can keep hitting the airfield here and we'll keep striking lucky. I mean, if we'd lose one of our transports, it will suck. It could be something else. I'm not entirely sure what was on that ship, but we'll see about that one, won't we? Okay, Eda's going in here. I'm hoping that we have a good attack here. I don't imagine it's going to crack anytime soon, but we're going to start the process. Right, okay, wow. We are seeing an air response here, so we do have 11 A620s, we have 3 A504s, we have 5 KI-43-1Bs. We're seeing a 75A Hawk, we're seeing some Buffaloes, some CW-21B Demons, and 4 Dornier 24K1s, actually. Now that's... yeah, I didn't think he would actually allow us to just go through here without something, so this is quite an interesting response here. I don't know how we could turn out here. See, the irritating thing is because the replay is going so goddamn fast, it's hard to really actually see what's going on. But ideally we actually do defeat this raid. That'd be quite nice. Right, the Zeros are getting involved now. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Don't worry about that. I'm hoping that the actual combat air patrol here will be able to destroy them. Yeah, I'm getting into the bombers now. Yeah, another Dornier 24k damaged. 1 damaged. Diving from the deck. So there's 2 down. Right, one of these Zeros withdraws. And that one is damaged, trying to wait smoke. Diving on the bombers here. Yeah, spins away on fire. There we go, air combat is done. So effectively we destroy the bombers or we drive the bombers away. So one of them is definitely shot down. The others are probably quite heavily damaged, may not return. We don't actually see any of our own losses so far. Okay, so it looks like it slows down then if you just press the escape button. Well, not the escape button. Oof. The tick, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we had some damage, yeah. See, we've got a lot of ships in the area. I'm going to be interested to see what was actually hit. Right, Narwhal's bopped in out here. So she's previously taken a big hit, so Escort abandons the... Something's gone down. Hit but no explosion. It could be our transports. I'm hoping it isn't, but we'll see about that. It very well could be, but we'll have to see. Okay, so we have the bombardment attack here at Changhsa. It looks like he's actually started to pull some forces out of the area as well, which is really quite interesting. We are still waiting our divisions to arrive to the area. I was hoping he would have actually waited a little bit longer, but we'll take this. We'll have to see. How you doing there, Snake? Good to have you, my man. Yeah, I do want to apologise about the replay going a little bit fast there, guys. That was my bad. Yeah, potentially so, potentially so. I mean, that's going to be happy times for him, but it is what it is. We'll still get the bulk of the actual force over there, so that'll be fine. Don't worry about that, Snake, it went by in a flash. It's, I don't know what to say as far as yet. It's been an interesting turn so far, due to the fact it's gone so damn quick. I haven't really been able to commentate on it properly, so it's hard to really have a memory of what's gone on, due to the speed at which it's gone on. We got a solid hit of the Narwhal. We defeated a raid against Makassar. Well, at least against the invasion forces of Makassar. So we'll have to see. Okay. So we should have, yeah, well obviously got the heavy artillery from the previous turn. We should have some additional heavy artillery as arrive this turn as well. So really what we're going to be looking for then is deciding our moment to strike. I don't know how much in the way of men, well how many, calls he'll be moving out here. His forces aren't that strong. He has a few strong cores like the 99, but there's not massively. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, 38 casualties here, we inflict 265. How you doing there, Infinite? Okay, so we lose 7 guns here, but 1 gun destroyed, 6 disabled, 1 vehicle destroyed, 5 disabled. Beyond that, just 9 non-combatants disabled. So we destroy 5 squads here, 11 non-combatant disabled, and 1 engineer disabled. Not bad, 265 casualties there. Yeah, it is a better result. I don't like losing guns, but we have additional guns arriving. Right, our deliberate attack against Wenkao. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm not going to expect anything like a victory within the first few days. We'll probably have to attack, then rest, and then, well, yeah, just keep going like that, really, until we break it down. I do have another engineer regiment on the way. I'm planning to actually have these engineer regiments transferred out to China after the fall of Wenkao. We'll see how this goes. I imagine we'll take quite heavy casualties, really. It's a 100th Chinese corps, but we'll see how much they have in terms of supply. Maybe they've burnt it all out, but I doubt that one. 22nd Division attacking. I'd imagine it'd be low on supplies, but it still has a lot of fortification, more than likely. Actually, not so bad. 303, 724, yeah, it's going to take some time there to break it down. 2,000 casualties. The issue here is the actual terrain. It's a nightmare. 508 casualties inflicted upon the Allies. It is an absolute nightmare here with the actual terrain, but it's going to have to be done. I may consider bombarding it, but we'll see about that. We're not seeing any lack of supplies of yet, but it shouldn't take too long. So we'll rest our men and then we'll attack again in the future. It's just how it goes. It's due to the actual terrain. There's nothing I can really do about that one. I mean, it sucks, but his men won't last too much longer. Well, it's not a defeat. I mean, it's a tactical defeat, but then again, this is it. We didn't expect to take the turn, so he'd take the city immediately. Ultimately, his forces are doomed here. Right, okay, so let's take a look here then. So, 178 to 77, we've reduced the fortifications down to 0. We take 48 casualties, we've inflicted another 190 casualties here. So it looks like we will win this, but it's been a very low level in terms of actual casualties. We see another bombardment attack here on Nimar. You can see that our forces are recovering. The Naval Guard's going to take some time, but our AV is going to be increasing. Well, it depends really. They're in a base when there's a lot of supply. The thing is, I don't imagine he's going to have a huge amount of supply. He has been in there for some time. He may have received a decent amount, but it's really unknown. I just think he'll just take some heavy combat to take it out. It's in a awfully strong position from the terrain. We may yet have to bombard with some ships just to speed things along, but we'll see about that. Okay, so I'm going to be interested to see how the results are here. Okay, only 12 casualties here, but another 2 squads destroyed, which isn't bad at all. You can see that his AV has risen slightly, but ours is rising more so. So not bad. Okay, the third attack at Manladao. Our forces aren't far away now, so we'll have to see how this goes. I'm hoping the men will take it. Yes, we captured it. Banzai. And the base force has surrendered. That's exactly what we wanted there. Ah, that's great then. At least we have some good results here. 64 casualties sustained. Yep, 871 casualties inflicted. Yeah, that's not going to be a nice result for him to see there. I mean, obviously these base forces aren't going to last too much long. Well, they're not going to last long, really. Like over here at Maxar, it's not going to take too much time to defeat it. But that's nice. It's nice to get those victory points back there. I really am happy to have that base. Oh, well, there we go, yeah. Seems like it was a good idea to actually attack over here with the 6th Royal Thai Army Division. Yeah, Banzai. There we go. Only 8 casualties taken to the Thai forces there, 296 casualties. He's retreated annoyingly, but we can deal with that one. Right, Allied bombardment at Makassar. We can see that the actual garrison here at Makassar is really pitiful. They take 10 casualties, but they still have 45 assault value. So we'll be able to take Makassar next turn. The Beldwarb has expanded the port there to size 4. That's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to be really interested to see what has actually happened here. I do apologise once again about the turn going faster than it normally does. I pressed escape when we were doing the bombardment over here, and that... yeah. Okay. Apologies about that there, guys. But I'm going to say thank you very much for those of you who are watching the replay. I'll see you guys in the future. So we'll just go ahead and end that, start uploading that. Okay, so... not 100% sure what's actually gone on there. The turn went faster than I really would have liked. So I don't feel like I have a good grasp on what actually went on there. So we'll go for it. We'll have to go for it a little bit more so than we normally do. And really just sort of figure out what the conclusion is. We did have 2 of our transports actually get hit by allied aircraft, which is actually really quite lucky. It's not often that something like that does actually happen. So we'll have to take it as it comes. I heard something sink, and I don't know what it was. I really don't want it to be our ships, but it could be very likely that it's indeed our ships, but we'll have to see about that one. It is what it is, really. It is what it is. I am what I am. Oh dear. But interestingly enough, we didn't actually see a combat patrol over Singapore, so that one wasn't too particularly surprising, but it was, yeah, we kind of expected some... excuse me, we kind of expected something. Okay. So I'm going to get this uploaded in here. And then at least people will be able to keep up in the meantime. I suppose you guys can actually... yeah, you'll be able to like replay it and slow things down, really get a better idea of what's going on really. So at least that's not too bad. Okay, so we'll get that going. Right, there we go. So you there, guys? When will Brexit happen? Ideally October. I've waited already too long for it, and I'm really not happy. So, let's see. Okay, whoops. Bring the game back into screen. I get that. God damn it. Right. There we go. Okay. So what comments did I miss here? Now back to D&D. Have fun, Vampire. I suppose you benefited from it a little bit sooner. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like, as far as it goes and taking bases, it's like, it's nice, but these bases weren't too particularly hard to take. But taking this one's nice. It means we have that, so I can then begin to march north now. Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm really hoping it's not our own ships, but it probably is. Yeah, Koshu Maru went down. I don't know what she was actually carrying. Off the top of my head. Another ship did... well, you're not carrying anything. The other ship was carrying something, though. Damn, those bombs hit hard. Hey, doing Van G Killer? Good to have you, my friend. Where's the actual... oh, okay, right. Okay, well, it's not so... Actually, no, it is. Yeah. Where are they? Ah, okay, so I'm gonna assume, yeah. I'm gonna assume that we lost some elements there, the 23rd HQ. That really sucks. That does suck. Ah. Yeah. He got quite lucky there with that target. The good news is we've arrived at Makassar, so what I'm going to be able to do then is have the actual K-43s. I mean, for this turn, they were over here. So with that base capture in Burma, does that mean we have a good-sized airfield in the theatre? To be honest, I've not taken a look at the actual size, or the actual... Yeah, but actually, we've got a size 4 airbase over there, which is quite nice. We've got a size 2 port as well. The port has 60% damage, the runway 58, surprising amount of damage there. But there's some fuel and there's some supplies, so that's not too bad there. God, you know what? I feel like the turn's just flown by. I feel like I've really missed, like, everything here. A little bit annoyed, but I suppose it is what it is. Okay. Yeah, he got lucky there. You need to head into actual Port Vera Kandari. You'll more than likely live. The fires are pretty bad, but if you make it into port, you'll be okay. The important thing is, well, we actually got in. Right, we've seen something over here in AS. 3 ships. I mean, that is interesting. We've still seen the same ship over here. We did see the light cruiser De Ruyter over here. Or De Ruyter. Yeah, De Ruyter. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually really quite interesting then. It looks like he might have actually moved his air power out of Singapore here. Huh. Well, this is it. I don't know. I'm only seeing the loss of our own ship, so it could have been Narwhal, maybe? But I don't know. I'm honestly not entirely sure, to be honest. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the operations report here, then. We'll take a look at that. Right, B-17 sighted over the 2nd RTA Division. Yeah, grounded for maintenance. Yeah, Kosho Maru has sank there, so I think... irritating, really freaking irritating, but... yeah, I was lucky there. It's not often where we see those attacks actually hit either, so... Yeah, China Rangoon. I mean, they were originally around about this area. We did see them around here. But that's been some time ago. Right, I need some more AV over here in Manchukuo. I have got some more AV on the way, actually, in there, so that's not too bad. So we'll take a look at the aircraft losses. So... yeah, just the one here. He does lose 2 Donier. That was actually a good raid for him there, really. Well, we don't know about how many B-17s he has. Probably a few, to be fair. I need to go ahead and take this base now. It might be worth to advance here, but the thing is I'm already on the other side of the river, so it's not a very good idea. I've not seen any movement here. We do have the 3rd RTA. They're moving... yeah, it's going to take them some time to arrive there. But that's fine. I'll let them take Magui? Whatever you want to know it as. Okay. Right, so the battle was fairly bloody over here at Wankau, which is not surprising. We do have the additional mortars here as well. And let's take a look at our actual forces, yeah. So that did hurt. So we're going to have to do here then is just rest. It's an irritating thing, but it's the reality of the situation here. We have good planning for it. It's just going to take some time to just really drive them out. I've got the other engineers on the way as well. So the good news is it's like we can reduce the actual fortifications quite easily now, or at least we should be able to fairly easily. We're going to attack here once again. The unit's really doing nicely, so they'll be able to reinforce over here at Wankau. We see forces moving out here. We're not yet in position with 104th Division, but they'll arrive next turn. I was hoping they would arrive a little bit earlier. We do see the 8th Armoured Car. Yeah, they're now picking up speed. I mean, this is it. They were about here last time. Will you produce the Ki-48-2 Lilies? We're more than likely... I don't think we're producing them at the moment. No. So we'll use them until we lose them, really. Right. Changhsa. Son of a bitch. Didn't actually see him moving that unit there. Yeah, the issue is he's going to potentially catch that flak there. God damn. And he's get out of the area. Yeah, we didn't see that unit moving over there, so that's rather interesting. We finally arrived over here, though, actually, which is quite good. So deliberate attack will be in order. Finally take care of the war area HQ. So that's a little bit irritating. It actually has severed the rail line for the time being. Well, the thing is, it's like we need to figure out when is the opportune moment to attack a Changhsa. Sure, he's pulling something back, but I really don't have any idea about how much he's pulling back. Really, it could be just like one, really, but this is it. Yeah. But the thing is like, you've got to imagine that the forces over here at Changhsa do have about 900 guns as well. 900, yeah, 974 guns there, supposedly. I think it's a little bit less than that, but they do have a fair amount of guns. It's feasible they would have some fairly long-range ones. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I don't imagine... To be honest, I imagine he's actually withdrawing from the city. He's going to be running low on supply. I don't think he's going to have a huge amount of supply. If we take a look at our situation here, so we've actually been able to rebuild from the situation that we had in the last turn. But you can see here, combat is really, really expensive. Which is fair enough. It is what it is. I could do with more divisions here to really make the attack good. We do have another 2 divisions that will arrive in 2 days. 1 to 2 days, really. Okay. Oh, there's a new version of Lily. Okay. Yeah, so we do have the 4th Brigade, which is marching to the south of Changhsa as well. And we do have additional artillery that's going to be arriving in the city as well. So it looks like we probably had some additional artillery arrive. Yep. Okay, we've got new headquarters that have arrived too, which is very nice. North China area army, which is an actual army headquarters. 12th Army. Yeah, core headquarters. The actual headquarters do give us a bonus there to our actual AV, so that's good. Yeah, I can see that the 26th has arrived. Send them to bombardment. Oh, so those are anti-tank guns. Okay, well, they're kind of useless here, aren't they? Yeah, the good news is additional heavy artillery has arrived. There we go, very nice. Yep, so a lot more guns have arrived here. We're now at 1,689 guns here. Well, the good news is we've actually more or less wiped out the Flying Tigers. We know that he has some on the ground over here, but the Flying Tigers, for the most part, aren't really that much of a threat. Okay, the 38th Division's finally making its way out of here. They shouldn't be slowed down as much now by the bombing, ideally. Right, they're nearly there. They may make it there before the other unit there, to be fair. Yeah, you can encircle in this game, it's just a little bit harder. Okay. So this road's shut here, but this road's actually open, but the road's shut here. I don't think it's receiving any additional supply. Yep, I'm gonna wait for the additional divisions to arrive, really. Yeah, I mean, this is it. What I'm going to do here, then, is I'm gonna hope that our divisions, the other 2 divisions, arrive in the next day or 2. So if we assume he is just moving out from the actual settlement this turn, it might take him 3 days in total, so we'll see about that. We are bombarding him, so I think he won't be able to move out as quickly. I really do need to look into how the actual rules work in regards to being bombarded and how it affects movement. You guys are too afraid of rivers. If he withdraws his entire force west, then 2 things happen. 1, an attack when half his forces are across the river will be more effective, and assaulting across the river just makes you shock attack. If you move with follow, the shock attack may not even occur. If it does, it occurs in times what... Yeah, well, yeah, Infinite's right there. The aspect to bear in mind is well, this is it. We're not afraid of the forces here. I'm waiting for the actual divisions to arrive so I can try and get the maximum impact. I think we'll bombard again next turn, and then we'll decide next turn really as to whether we're going to deliberate attack in the following day there, really. Yeah, there's other groups of them, but the thing is, it's like he knows that we have we have air superiority in central China now. He knows I have a very large squadron of K-43-1Cs to throw at him, and he can't replace those losses, really. So it's a lose-lose for him in this area. He may move elsewhere, but we'll see. Okay, so we need to really get a handle on the actual turn here. I'm really bloody flustered because it's like I feel like I missed everything and it's really irritating. So take a look then. So enemy task forces. Okay, I was a little bit worried about what might have been a carrier then. Right, so he's operating ships over here by Pago, which is not surprising, and AP over there, so we know he's definitely interested in this area still, which is excellent. Of all the areas that we wanted to be interested in, the South Pacific is really the one that is fine. We're not interested in pushing at this moment in time. We lost track of this force over here was really... It's a little bit surprising, really. Okay, so the base at Buna has fallen to our forces here. Well, I mean, the thing is like, you see the one dot. I mean, obviously it's a submarine now, but he won't just send a single carrier, to be fair. How are our forces looking? So they do have a little bit of fatigue and disruption. Have we fully unloaded as of yet? We've unloaded all the troops, so it's just actual supply here. Now, see you later, Van80. Have a good one, my man. So the question comes down to what do we actually want to do here. I think it might be worthwhile to take advantage of this situation here, have potentially a turn to rest, maybe? It depends, really. It's going to take us some time to march through this area, isn't it? Yeah, jungle rough. We are going to take naturally fatigue and etc. So, 10-2's fine. We'll get them marching. They're going to take that damage naturally anyway, so we might as well get them marching. Allow the supply to be unloaded, which is okay. So set all to follow. That's fine. So about 92 miles away from Port Moresby, so the distance is shorter than I actually anticipated, which is nice. I think it's going to be about 100 odd, but 92 is not too bad. It's going to take some time. We're marching through Jungle Rough, so if we see here Jungle Rough, we're not going to be making a huge deal of progress, but it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it could be. Yeah, we've got the forces marching on towards Port Moresby. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, Port Moresby is going to be a nut to crack. As for how difficult, I'm not too certain. I don't imagine he's reinforced it too heavily. I don't imagine he's really had the time to reinforce it too heavily either. And the good news is we are much closer to our own logistical support, our own bases, which is very nice. If needs be, I can have actual surface forces come around here to actually potentially bombard the port, or even just to use air power to actually bomb the actual port itself. So we do have some options there, which are quite nice. We do have a number of submarines here trying to isolate the port here. Okay. I was hoping that my reconnaissance flights would have actually detected something of these bases. We'll have to figure out how we need to divide the actual task forces over here to get the best. Okay. Yeah, it would be nice. Well, this is it, isn't it? Like, Infinite points out that he did reinforce Lumiere. He's obviously reinforced the other areas as well. It's safe to imagine... Well, it's safe to assume that it's probably reinforced Fiji and definitely Pago. Well, Pago. So, I'm hoping that we're in for a easier time. It might be just the default garrison. I'm not entirely sure how strong the default garrison is. But it shouldn't be too terribly bad. After all, we do have a full division. It might be worthwhile to potentially... separate the division into detachments, and then at least we might be able to have them rest, but we'll have to decide upon that one. I don't imagine I'd have the chance to do that elsewhere, so it might be something to bear in mind. The reason I'd consider doing that is so we can actually have 1 unit bombard, or 2 units bombard, or 1 unit attack, or... Well, even then, that's a little bit silly. But the idea being we could actually have units rest, but I suppose the division is probably going to be strongest in its full formation, so we'll have to consider that. Now, Mini Kitabatai does have a little bit of detection over it. I find this interesting. So he might be moving something of a submarine tender here, which is really quite intriguing. Though I could be wrong, there's 3 ships there. We planned on having the Mini Kitabatai move out this way. So at the moment in time, we do have a strong force over here. So we have Yamashiro, Issei, Hyuga, Nachi, Ashigara. Oh, it doesn't look like... Oh, they were set to follow. I thought they were set to merge. My bad. Okay, just form them into a force here for the time being. Well, the thing is, it's like we are going to take Lumiere. There's absolutely no two ways about it. The base here will fall. It is just simply a matter of time. And what we've been doing here then is just resting our forces. So you can see that the assault value has been rising steadily, which is very good. Fatigue is coming down. It's going to take some time to come down, but it really is worthwhile. As far as it goes, we might just bombard again. There's no reason. There's not really a... Yeah, I'll do that when I'm done, Van Infinite. Okay. Submarines over here as we expected. So his submarines are ranging a little bit further than normal. You're heading into the port over here at Sapporo. So ideally we'll be able to avoid the submarines over here until I can get some escorts over this way. We do have these sub-chasers here. Okay. Tanker's moving over there. To Panamashiro-jima. Also, this is the first time we've actually had the H6K4s in action over here as well, which is excellent. Okay. Yeah, the forces here have finished unloading, so I do need to get them moving. Not bad. So, the actual expansion of the airfield over here is going to be much, much faster. Okay. I'm going to have these guys set to rest. I could feasibly do the same with those guys as well. Oh, see you later, Kevin. Have a good one, my friend. Yeah, so we've seen you over here. What are we seeing in terms of the airfield here? Right, you're definitely detected. So we'll move these submarines further away from the coastline here. But it's really interesting to bear in mind. I don't know why he would send the De Ruyter. Why would he be doing that? I really hope he's not actually pulling out of the area. But, I mean, we saw the... But why? Why is he doing that? Is it an escort for a convoy, perhaps? That's what I really want to know there. Is it like an escort? Well, let's see here, then. And the Hoshime Maru got lucky there. That was quite fortunate. Narwhal got slammed afterwards. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's not spilling out the Dutch Navy. I think we do have a chance to potentially engage as... Well, if we move into the Indian Ocean this turn, we may have a chance to engage. I do think if we do move into the Indian Ocean with the mini Kiribatai, we will have them move as a single unit until we really get an idea of what's going on in the area. Okay. We did inflict some nice casualties here with the bombardments against Makassar, so that's quite good there. Yeah, he has to realise that you're shutting the area down. Kandari will all close, but the Osthaven Gap, and you can close Osthaven with Betty's. I'm hoping he's not moving out. I don't know. I don't know if he's moving out. I don't feel he's moving out in force as of yet. I could be wrong. It could be just wishful thinking there, really. Yeah, that was 2 bomb hits. That really did suck. Yeah, lucky son of a bitch. That hurt. We had some good success there, so we are going to have to get a combat patrol over the actual assets over here. But the good news is we did prevent a attack against these ships over here. Potentially so, potentially so. I don't know if they'd be in Australia, but they could be potentially... It really does depend, because the issue is the sheer distance. And he is going to be using a lot of fuel, so it would be a case of he'd have to have fuel pre-positioned along the actual line of advance there. But he could have potentially been doing that. He might be closing. He could be potentially at that sort of area, but I don't think he could be like New Zealand or Oz as of yet. Maybe Oz at a push, but more than likely, yeah. We'll see. So we'll have these men attack next turn. Let's see, do we have any men on board still? Just a supply, which is fine. I mean, they could. I feel like they're probably hanging around at Hawaii. Oh, that's excellent. So we've only got 8 fatigue and 7 destruction. Not bad at all there. Yeah, 138 to sword value. That should be enough to take the base. We saw actual US aircraft. Okay. See, what I might do here then, considering the fact that we have... What do we have here in terms of actual supply? We have 792 tons of supply. I think what we're going to do then is actually pull back the actual forces over here, get them moving back towards Kandari. And does he have actual detection over here? I'd imagine he will do. He has detection over Task Force 98, but doesn't have detection over Task Force 96. I think to bear in mind, I think the thing to bear in mind here is we've got the troops ashore, which is what we wanted there. I did anticipate some sort of action, or some sort of reaction against our actual landing force. We saw that actually came from the air. Okay, so what we're going to do then is combine these forces. The reason it's not very efficient to do this, but I want to get the force moving down up here, really. Well, what we'll do then is we'll form an actual surface combat force, and then we can have that tail them. So I could leave there potentially, well... I suppose this is it, really. Let's see. The Sendai... Well, then again, no, it's really not much in the way of point there. I could potentially keep them here, but it's a case of, potentially leave myself open to attack. See, the thing to bear in mind as well is once we do take the base, I can actually have them disband, but I don't want them to be too close. I'm not too particularly pleased with whatever that is. I don't know the full story there. It's shown me 3 ships, but I don't know if that's true or not. It looks like it's actually pulled out of Singapore, which is excellent. Now, we actually do have some we actually have some damage on the airfield, which is really good. So if we can keep the damage up here, that means we can stop him fortifying, which we really need to do. Oh, this is it. Inexperience and all of that. I should have been really on Singapore from day one, but this is it. You have to learn these lessons of war, don't you? Okay, the 23rd Army is moving up towards that area then. We do have the 19th. Have them begin to plan... Well, I don't know if they should even plan for Changhsa anymore, really. The battle might be over by the time they arrive. These men are moving on towards Kulkong. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like that battle did hurt. We do still have a decent bit of a V. It's going to take some time. It really is going to take some bloody blasted time, but it'll be done in time, really. Okay. Right, 10 of them are now operational. How you doing there, Zoe? Welcome back, my man. Yes, we're looking at 5 days for them all to be operational. Right. The good news is that Manadao has fallen. How you doing there, Felix? Good morning to you as well. Yeah, Manadao has fallen, which is excellent. And the airfield's actually in really good shape now, which is absolutely amazing. Well, we had about 2,000 casualties over at Wenkau, about 500 allied casualties. And let's go ahead and take a look at that actual combat report again, really try and get a measure of it. He's got one very strong core then, and that's the thing that buggers me. Right. fairly heavy combat in some areas this time around. Yeah, so if we see there then, so it's not as bad as it actually really appears. I mean, we lost 87, well, 87 disabled, 10, 11, 12, so 12 lost there. 10 guns were disabled, 1 destroyed, could have been the mortars there for the most part. We do inflict 5 squads destroyed, 6 squads destroyed. So he has 66 disabled. So we obviously still took more in the way of casualties, but it's one of these things. The good news is he hasn't been able to build the fortifications up. I don't know how much supply he has here. Yeah, the British summertime is a pain in the arse. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, these divisions are on the way as well. So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to allow the additional artillery that has arrived here. So if we take a look, obviously additional artillery has arrived. We do have these guys here which are kind of like useless. 37mm AA guns, sorry, AT guns, but hey, why not? I got some field AA. So I'm going to allow these guns to bombard once again. The bombardment is obviously increasing in intensity. I'm sure he'll be able to notice that. So if we take a look, obviously, and the Battle of Changhsa then. We did take casualties in the bombardment ourselves, but that's not too bad. Actually, going back to this one over here, let's see. Okay, so we obviously did... Wow, we actually did quite a lot of damage there to the runway. Supposedly. Yeah, so we hit the... I wonder where they came from. Right, here we go at Changhsa then. So you can see the amount of guns has increased. Like, we were bombarding with, like, what was it, like 200 guns? 100? I don't know. I can't remember exactly how many guns we were originally bombarded with. But the amount of guns has obviously been significantly increased. So we're now bombarding with 575 guns. So bear that in mind, then, ladies and gentlemen, that 575 guns are in independent regiments. And obviously that is a varying category of artillery. But the thing to bear in mind is, well, when attacking with 8,000 troops, he's attacking, well, he's defending with 188,000. So, he's using a lot of supply. I really do feel like, if we actually attack here, we could probably burn his supply quite quickly. I don't think it's going to take a huge amount to burn it. He's obviously still getting his forces disabled over here, which is nice. Noumea is still standing. We haven't attacked, we bombarded. We've just been resting our forces. As to when we actually attack, we'll make a decision about that. Yeah, heavy artillery at Noumea. It'll fall in time. Like, bear in mind that Noumea is jungle rough. Wenkao is WR, which I think is like forest or something, so WR. Yeah, forest and rough terrain, so it's ×3 as well. So we're fighting against something that is as defensible as Noumea in terms of actual terrain there, really. Yeah, we're probably going to shift over the actual bombers from attacking at Chengtai to actually bombing there at Changhsa. Hey, doing there, Dobbling? Good to have you on stream there, my friend. Welcome. Might be the first time having you here, so I'm going to say a big welcome, and I hope everybody else in the chat does as well. Okay. I mean, that's the pain in the arse there. There's not much I can do about it. Can I tell them to continue to move, or is it just impossible? Right, so I can continue to do that. See, I wish I'd known this bloody beforehand in the campaign, because otherwise I could have kept the actual men on the rail line and carried on. Irritating. Oh well. Right, the 48th Division should be moving down now. Right, it is moving. Looks like the 22nd, yeah, the 22nd's here. So it's going to begin to move south and this turn, it seems, which is good news. We do have the 124th Infantry Battalion here as well, which is excellent. These guys are set to strategic move for the time being. What I'm going to do then is have them all unpack. The reason is that so I can actually have them loaded up in amphibious mode. So we're looking about 2 days there. So 2 days for the actual full unit. I could actually have them... well, I think the rest of the unit, yeah, still an element over here that's on its way. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. Well, they're moving now, so that's good news. First tank regiment's moving out as well. We'll probably get the men moving. I don't know what the size of the garrison is. Actually, I do know the size of the garrison. The airfield is still damaged. He doesn't actually have any aircraft here, which is excellent. So we're looking at about 3,340 men there. Yeah. Escorts. Oh, are they set for Changhsa? Potentially so, actually. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to not actually hear those sickened sounds. It's a bit of a giveaway. How you doing there, Doomsday? Welcome to the street, my buddy. Okay, well, what we're going to do here, then, is we'll get sorted out in China. Are they set for Changhsa? Oh, they're set for Changhsa. I must have forgot to do that, then. Yeah, I mean, this is it. You can actually hear the sounds. Right, so we've been on the airfield attack there. So what we're going to do, then, is switch over to attacking the actual forces at Changhsa. Right, there we go. All K-21 wants to see Sally's. The bombardment at Changhsa is good. We inflicted a good few casualties last turn. We sustained some casualties ourselves, but the thing is, it's more about burning his supply than anything else. But yeah, that still really intrigues me, having the De Ruyter over there. I really... the thing is, it's like we see the Pietjan and the Thracian. It was an ASW attack, so... SSI-153 sighted by escort. So the question is it a actual convoy? I don't think it's an actual convoy. It could be a guard for a convoy, but it seems to be on the active role here of the on the scale of things. Really, he's actively engaging our submarines here. Well, our submarine. So I think I don't want to say he's moving out. I don't think he's moving out as of yet. Like, I don't imagine it's going to be long before he starts to move out his forces in the Dutch East Indies, but I don't think it is that time yet. I'm hoping that it isn't. We'll see there, really. Okay. Well, the thing is, it's like, I know when I've sunk his ships as well. So it's one of these things, isn't it? It's just a part of the actual game. I suppose you could probably turn that... I don't know, I bet you could probably remove it from the game or something. I don't know about that, but maybe. That bombardment's great there. That's really nice. But again, we weren't really going up against crack forces anyway, were we? So I think what we're going to do then is going to begin to see what we can do about getting the 124th Infantry Battalion or Infantry Regiment, whatever it is. I believe it would be a regiment. Moving out as soon as possible, really. I want to be moving on Sinkwang within the week. That sucks losing that. Yeah, I did bloody well there. Yeah, nothing detected in the sweep burn over Chengtai. We did obviously hit some of his aircraft there underground. The thing to bear in mind is these aircraft aren't going to be coming back anytime soon, so I can kind of take my time there. It might be worth... well, the thing is, I think it is worthwhile at this moment in time to hit Changhsa. So yeah, 265 inflicted. I mean, this was a very good number there. It takes us a long time to burn through all of his forces here, but I'm hoping against hope that he's going to be burning a lot of supply. So I think what we're going to do here then is we are going to have the Ki-43-1Cs. The good news is the range is now significantly closer. So we're looking at 4... actually, no, it's about the same range there. So 4 once again, but that's okay. Righto. We'll obviously have an increased amount of escort, which is good news. So the question comes down to figuring out where the Flying Tigers have gone. The interesting thing is I'm not actually seeing anything on the ground here, even though we actually did hit some from the ground. Right, bombers over there. I don't know where the Flying Tigers have gone as of yet. He does have some good stuff, like obviously he will receive information from his magic, I believe it would be the magic system. So his intelligence is better than ours. Like, he will learn, like, the locations of random units and random ships, just like, I don't know how it particularly works in that regards, but he'll just learn the positions randomly. And sometimes they'll learn what units they plan to attack what, really, so it's really quite awesome. I was hoping if I could take it quickly, I'd take it. I'd love to take it tomorrow, you know what I mean? And the hell's the 48th Division? 48th is around here somewhere. It's a base force. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 48th Division then. So the 48th Division will probably be arriving at Johor Bahru in the next day, I'd imagine. So that's good news then. So that'll increase our strength here to 4 divisions plus the etc, etc. Which is nice. I'm half tempted to have some of these forces move out, but then again I need more strength here, not less. So something that we have to be quite cautious with, really. Yeah, I don't have a huge amount of artillery here, really. It's going to be the divisions that are going to have to be doing their heavy lifting. So what I'm looking towards doing is, well, just really lifting artillery from across the Empire and get it moving over to those areas as soon as possible, really. We do have additional artillery that is arriving. That's been sent towards, yeah, the first independent field artillery. So they've just arrived here. That's excellent news. So Vega and Pack, I'm going to get them unloaded as soon as possible. The 21st Division has been loaded aboard here. Yeah, we can see that we are loading a decent chunk of supplies there, which is nice. So they've finished loading up the 21st Division. Is the 21st Division still here? I've seen the 39th Division, but I think that was the division that was formerly hurt. No, so the 21st Division is entirely loaded, which is excellent. So I can get the 21st Division moving out ASAP. Now the issue is obviously the speed here, so it is what it is. Well, the thing is, it's like... Let's see, port size... I'd love to be able to unload closer here, but it's just not worthwhile. Size 2 port Verakota Baru, size 2 port at Singora. We'll unload at Kota Baru this time. See, so the thing is, it's like I'd love to be more aggressive, but the thing is, it's like we have to be sensible about it, really. Like, as far as it goes for Singapore, I've got to mass a significant amount of force. Now, in other games, people have a lot more on the ball due to the experience that they actually do have in the play by email. In my defense, I probably should have... Well, in fairness, I probably should have read some AARs, but this is it. I like to learn on the ball, really. I like to learn on the fly. But we're trying to move about 6 divisions to Malaya. We've currently got 4 divisions in Malaya now. The 21st Division being the 5th Division. The 38th Division, which is moving down from Kuei Lin. We'll get moving over there. I might move over with the 5 divisions just to get started on the actual siege there, but it's one of these things of, well, it's going to be painful no matter what we do. So it's just going to be a case of increasing the actual bombardment against the actual city there. As far as it goes, it looks like he might have moved out his air power here. We're not seeing much there. 2 auxiliaries. I don't know where the air power might have gone. He might have moved it over here to Palembang. So I think what we have to do here then is not get complacent. Well, China's nice. Oh, sorry, Indochina, yeah. Yes, we own Indochina and Siam, so obviously Thailand. And Siam. Well, actually, Siam's the same thing, isn't it? God, what am I on about? I don't think it really needs a good pilot in here, does it? I'll just put somebody who's okay, I guess. I feel kind of dirty giving them into something like a Snoya. Let's go with 51, I guess. Then again, saying that, they want to have some pilot. I don't feel good about giving them a decent pilot, really. Let's go with 50, then. Oops. Shit. Did not mean to do that. It's not my day today. Right, there we go. Russia's not in the war. Like, we're still over the limits over here, which is good news. Not that much over it, but I should have an additional unit that I've moved over into Manchuria. That should have arrived by now. Wow, they've only just started moving, Jesus Christ. I'm going to move another unit just to make sure that we do have additional. Well, I've got troops over here in Indochina, obviously moving out into Thailand. We captured the base at thoe over here. So we do have forces that are beginning to move in this area now. But really, our effort is directed down here to the south, most definitely. He's still not aware of that force, which is really interesting. I think you gained about 60 political points per turn. I can't remember exactly what it is. We spent a lot of it to have a number of artillery regiments made ready. Well, basically released from China Manchuria. Right, let's take a look over here then. Right, 6th Division has arrived. I'm going to have this 6th Division actually move up. Question comes down to, is it worthwhile having them just march there? It's a case of I'm going to have to... Well, this is it, I might as well have them just march. There we go. I mean, we'll beat the Chinese. I think we will have a very good... I think we've got a very good chance here of beating the Chinese, which is nice. I think a lot of it does depend on how things go over here at Changhsa, but it looks like it's going well, so if we can keep that up, that'd be excellent. He's now beginning to move his men out to Changhsa, so I think it is just... I think it really is a sign of the actual times, I suppose you could say, here in China. He wouldn't just pull men out of here. Like, he's got... I don't think he would just pull out. He's not going to pull out unless he's worried. I think the supply situation is become... Well, I think it's got to a point where it is intolerable, really. I mean, the question comes down to, do I actually go for a deliberate attack? And it might be potentially worthwhile to go for a deliberate attack. The difference in assault value is... it's not too huge. Like, we would take a lot in the way of losses. Initially, we'll have to consider that. It might be just worthwhile waiting until we actually have the full might concentrated then at Changhsa. I think it's going to be either we attack today or we attack tomorrow. But I'm going to say the most likely option is that we bombard today and then attack tomorrow. The reason being... well, it gives us additional time for additional forces to arrive, additional supply to make it in, our forces to have a little bit more rest. We are going to be hurting. Like, as soon as we do attack, it is going to hurt. There's really nothing I can do about it. And it's going to be one of those, like, oofed situations there, really. Well, the thing is, you do get a general idea of, like, the strength there. Like, we know he has about 180-odd thousand men there. So we know about that. Yeah, we'll take a lot of casualties. We'll take a lot of casualties. The question comes down to, do we attack or do we allow him to have forces pull out? It wouldn't be a bad idea to actually... I mean, the thing is, it's like, if we fight across the river, sure, we have to go for that shock attack. But the thing is, we're now fighting in clear terrain, which is not a bad thing there. So still got a strong force over this way. Yeah. We'll see about this. He's got about 180k Chinese in Changhsa. Well, that's not the actual true number. Let's see. Okay. So, it's shown us about 188,000 Chinese troops over there. But obviously that's not the proper number as such. We do see that there's a number of group army headquarters, war area headquarters, a base force over here as well. So he does have a lot of additional forces here as well that would actually participate in a defensive battle by virtue of being the guy being poked with a stick from a distance, really. Perhaps it would be better to let him withdraw some of his troops in order to cause more squad destructions. China reinforces a decent amount. I can't remember exactly what the number is, but he will have a good amount of forces arrive each time. We do have... Well, we have the 24th Division, the 12th Division, alongside additional artillery that's moving into the actual area. So they're going to be arriving soon, tomorrow or the day after. There's another 4 divisions that will arrive alongside the 1st Army and 2 engineering regiments. And then we have from here... looks like, yeah, I think we're just moving out some other forces here, really. Okay, well, you've just arrived here. I really do need an additional airfield, to be honest. I don't really have any aviation support, though, which is why I'm not using that. I'm gonna have you shifted over there to Changhsa. It's really not particularly worth it, but hey, it is what it is. Well, the thing is, it's like, if we bombard Singapore, we are going to get absolutely smashed. Singapore is a fortress, and it has some humongous guns there. Hey, doing them Marauder? Don't worry about it, my man. I accidentally pressed escape, so the replay went super fast. So I'm a little bit flustered here today. Like, I always feel, like, I feel bad. So I feel like I missed the turn myself. Yeah, I think what we'll do then is probably have another turn of bombardment. I think at the end of the day, it is going to be using supply. I really do need to actually find out about the rules, the actual exact rules on how things work in terms of land combat. But the good news is he should be actually draining supply. We'll also have the bombers flying over the top of Changhsa next turn as well, which is going to cost him additional supply as well. Yep, you can rewatch the actual replay. I should have uploaded it separately on the channel as well. I mean, I'll go ahead and take a look here. So 2 secs here, guys. And we'll just be right back. Huh. Okay, yeah, the video's now live. It was saying for some reason that it couldn't be uploaded, but I just clicked OK and it's uploaded, so I don't know about that. Kind of weird, kind of weird. Okay, I'm just going to send the actual replay over to THG while I'm here. Well, not the replay, but the actual turn, really, so you can actually take a look. No, actually, yeah, the replay. There we go. Right, just 2 secs here, guys. So to be honest, it's it's one of these. It's like, I don't know if I can say it was a good turn, as good as a turn as it was last turn. I don't think it is. We've not really suffered. We've suffered some losses at sea, but it's been a... I suppose it's been bound to happen. It could have been significantly worse, as obviously the Hashimi Maru, obviously our AP, was targeted by submarines in the port of Kandari. So we do have to bear that one in mind. So it could have been significantly worse, but we got off there fairly lightly. I do also need to step up the ASW against submarines in the area. The good news is that additional assets are arriving here pretty damn quickly in the area around Kandari. Do bear in mind, I'm actually not showing the screen here at the moment, I'm aware, so I'm not just trying to cheat you guys out of some entertainment. I'm just sending the file over. There we go. Right, there we go. Excellent. Okay, we're getting right back into things. There we go, right, okay, what have I missed? Let's get a bit of drink off. coffee here when I wait. Right. But aren't they useless since they only cover the sea? Well, the thing is, it's like if we're bombarding him via naval assets, then yeah, it's gonna suck. Do you know where his carrier force is? We last saw the carrier force around about this area on the 10th of January-ish. I think we torpedoed the Oklahoma battleship around here about the 14th of January, around about that time. I'll see you later there, Shivers Bride. Have a good one, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. Really, really appreciate it. Get all kinds of tongue-tied. What does XTRG mean? See, originally when I created this channel, my original channel name was cringy as hell. So my actual channel name is XThatRandomGamer, but the thing is, it's cringy. It's super cringy. It makes me cringe when I say it, but the thing is, it's like, I'm like, crap, okay, I've chosen a wrong name. Bear in mind, this account is like 7 years old at this point, or maybe even 8 years old. Probably around about 7 years old. So yeah, we've all been there when we've been young and we've been cringy. So yeah, I shortened it down to XTRG, because it's still cringy, but it's not so bad. I can live with it, really. I can live with that. You don't have submarines near Hawaii. We did for a time. I've technically got these submarines over here by Hawaii, but I'm actually having them move down here to the Line Islands, obviously to where Palmyra is. The reason why we're not operating around Pearl Harbor anymore is it's just really stacked against us. It's really stacked in THG's favor. The ability for him to actually conduct ASW out here is supreme. The fact is, he obviously has the airfield over here at Pearl Harbor. He's got the perfect setup here, really. What we're going to be doing in the future is we will be running submarine raids out this way, running submarines in these waters, but I really need to reorganize the submarines, and to be honest, I'd like to equip them with the Jakes. That would be nice. We'll be doing that in the near future. So, let's take a look at this over here then. So, we're looking at 2215, 1927. The Naval Guard, especially the 84th, is going to take some time to actually cover. Though it is, I think it's the 84th Naval Guard, which is the unit that isn't actually fully there. It's not fully in that location. It's somewhat separated as an actual formation. So, it's one of those things of when it's going to be taking more damage than the other units due to the fact that it's actually smaller. The 61st is looking okay. I mean, the 144th is recovering quite nicely at 15 fatigue there. I think what we'll probably do then is have another day of bombardment. Really build up our actual forces here, really, again. We do have the assault value to take it. It's just making sure our men can actually handle it. His forces are all but smashed over here. And the small islands in the south of Australia. Yeah, these islands over here. We did make a move against Norfolk Island and Rhode Island. We additionally wanted Lord Howe Island, but unfortunately we were intercepted by a force of 2 allied destroyers or something like that, and then like 2 allied heavy cruisers. Did actually sink our destroyer over here, the Amagiri. We did actually have the DMS W8, was it? The W8 was actually sank here by a submarine, unfortunately, carrying men as well. So we really didn't have a very good run at the end of it. Really kind of sucked, kind of backfired there, but it wasn't tremendous losses. It was worth the attempt. It could have been potentially successful had we gone earlier, but this is it. War is about risk. Okay. So another day of rest. Yeah, sorry about that, Felix. I don't think anybody can really get much out of actual replay, can they? Yeah, that sucks really. So another day of rest here then. We'll have the artillery continue to bombard. How are we going to run supplies? We're still unloading supplies here, so I've still got nearly 3,000 tons of supply to unload. We have here 6,000 tons of supply. At Lafoa, we have 3,553 tons of supply. Over here, we have 2,000 tons of supply, then roughly, yeah, 2,288 tons of supply. So the thing is, we do have enough supply on the island, but you can really see how battle, well, especially continuous battle, does eat up supply. So bear in mind that this is actually a microcosm of the battles over here to come. Okay, let's see. So let's take a look at the big units over here then. So note that we do have some heavy artillery units over here. So these guys are packing the 300mm guns. Oh, Tasmanian Island. See, the thing is, it's like if you invade below, I forget the base, but if you actually invade a certain area of Australia, it unlocks reinforcement troops for him. If he was to land in Japan, it'd unlock reinforcement troops for us, basically like, imagine the actual national government's panic and they're releasing additional forces immediately. If we landed on the US coastline, he'd have additional forces made immediately available. So it's one of these things of like, if you're going to invade Australia, you've got to invade Australia and be able to take Australia. But the other islands are potentially doable. Okay, so let's see. This bloody thing does what it wants sometimes. Yeah. A lot of heavy guns there. The Germans would be proud, to be honest. In fairness, actually, it might be worthwhile to have a general bombardment, i.e. have the divisions open fire as well. Though the thing is, it's like, if we are going to be attacking, I suppose I do need to reach... Yeah, I think we'll retain the amount of supply that we do have in the base there. Though, there's a lot that we have to take into consideration there, really. Yeah, the Soviets too, indeed. And it's only, well, it's 1,689 guns, so it's no small amount of guns. It is a decent amount. We do have another 400 guns arriving over here. Well, then again, some guns aren't actually going to be included, so minus 70 from that. There's another 440 guns arriving here, so we'll have over 2,000 guns in the end. I was hoping that he would have actually lingered here at Changhsa longer, but unfortunately he very well isn't. Which is a shame. Right, these assets are moving in over here. I bet some of these guys can actually do with some upgrades. W16. This is really quite a ridiculously strong escort. Actually, they're all upgraded, which is fine there. That's nice. So the 30th is going to take some time to arrive in the area. Yeah, they've still got 184 miles to march. Let's take a look at the actual terrain. They're marching through wooded rough terrain, which is sucky. The actual roads there aren't exactly great either. No, Wenkai hasn't fallen as of yet. We're going to have the men rest here. And in a day or two they'll then attack again. It's going to have to keep it up like that, really. Eventually we'll break him down, so it's going to take some time to do that. Right. So we see the Kayoko Naval Guards moving out there. It's going to take them some time to arrive. The good news is the Armoured Car Company might be able to make it up here to the south of Changhsa pretty quickly, actually. Yep, indeed. So let's take a look at this. So the 8th Armoured Car Company is going to be really the saviour here. But I do need to get them moving over there. I'm going to continue with the 4th Brigade. If the 4th Brigade can be moved elsewhere, then I'll have it moved elsewhere. But until that time, as we should take command of this hex, I'm going to have these units move here. Right. So our submarines are moving here. We are seeing... I imagine these are like the... he's moving really a lot out this way. Yeah, the Americans get nukes towards the end. Right, he's actually, to be honest, he's doing me a service over here by moving assets out away from Singapore, which is nice. The 22nd Air Flotilla is going to be moving tomorrow. What we're going to do then is see what we can do to get forces moving over here to Singkawang immediately. I need to get them moving. Speaking of that, actually, we do have the forces over here headed towards Ambon at the moment. Okay, these are Fubukas that are heading back home for upgrades. Right, I'm going to have them shift over to Babaldoa first of all to go refuel. Well, the thing is, it's like, the Dutch aren't bad, you know what I mean? It's just the question of being in positions and prepared positions, having the actual training, having the amount of artillery. It's one of these things, really, isn't it? Morale's a big factor as well. Experience is a big factor too. You can imagine that a lot of these Japanese forces have probably been serving time fighting in China. So the Japanese do have experience of war. Right, we're seeing ships over here, Tarakan as well, so they look like patrol boats. We do have the patrol boat and the Nagoya Maru, she's moving through the area there. It's good to see that we can actually potentially move through this area now. Yeah, the other submarine tend to move through that area as well, which is excellent. Okay. Right, so they're unloading at the moment, they're just unloading supply, which is fine. Right, what I'm going to do here then is grab some of these assets. Well, this is it really, isn't it? Right, I'm going to have these men move down to Kwantan. I've not really been picking up on the mines here, actually, which is really interesting. I don't know if they're still here. They should still be here. And they should be picking up on them, but they haven't yet. I'm going to try to send them sending them into Mersing and try and get rid of those mines there. Hoping that we actually don't get hit by one of them, because that would really suck. Right. Few assets over there. Okay, fantastic. These guys have arrived, which is excellent. What I'm going to do then is have these guys replenished at sea. Right, load troops. I'm going to have all of these forces move out of the area. I do need the third as well. So what I'm going to do then is get these guys all moving. Amazingly, I can't even transport all the cargo there, so that shows you how large these units are. So what I'm going to do then is, well actually, what is the amount of supply here? 3,400 tons of supply there. 43,000 units of fuel though, so a lot of fuel there. Right, let's adjust. Yeah, okay, accept load. There we go, that's fine. So I'm going to set your home port to here. What I'm going to do then is get them to move these assets out as quickly as possible. So it's 8 hexes to Singora. Sorry, 7 hexes to Singora, which is a size 2 port, which is excellent. It is 8 hexes to Kotobaru. So I'm going to have these guys move to Singora. So what we're going to do then is retirement is allowed. So move these troops once they are loaded, and yep, that's going to be great. By the way, I think you have used planned... Well, I'm going to be moving supply in via the 21st Division's convoy. Speaking of which... Right, so they're heading for Kotobaru here. What I'm going to do then is tell them to actually take, make this home port then at Kotobaru. Yeah, key save is, guys, happy. And then loaded supplies here, so we can see that we have only 26,886 tons of supply here at the moment. I think what we might do then is just remain until we fully load down supplies. Like, we haven't got that much more to load. The port here at Shanghai is a very large port. It's a size 9 port, so it shouldn't take us long to actually get the rest loaded up there. Well, Bataan isn't going to be receiving any additional supplies. Singapore isn't going to be receiving any additional supplies, which is good. But yeah, he's been moving supplied by a ship though, which is annoying. Right. Okay, the heavy cruiser Maya's moving over here. Okay. Okay, so we're looking about 2 days then until we have a reinforcement wave arrive. So that's going to be forces arriving really across the Empire, which is nice. Not massively large forces, but forces nonetheless that can be made use of. It's going to be good to have those aviation units there. It's going to be nice. A good amount of naval guard. That's excellent. Yes, we did Felix, unfortunately. We did indeed lose that ship. We might even potentially lose the other ship as well, but that's not too bad. And so your carrier forces, they're where? Sorry, dude, I've just got to concentrate on other things and then get to the questions. So we do have the mini Kitapatai, obviously, which is the carrier, the Kitapatai formed of Ryujo, Zuho, Hosho, Taiyo. They do have the, is it the Chiyoda? Yeah, Chiyoda's over here as well. And we do have... Yeah, the Kitapatai, the actual full and proper Kitapatai, is moving into Truck this next turn. They'll arrive home at Truck, which is fantastic. So at long last, we'll actually be able to begin to rest the forces there, to rest our own carriers, which is going to be excellent. Actually recuperate the damage against them, which would be nice. Let's go ahead and take a look at our intelligence reports, actually. Nanking's interesting. So I have had reports of allied ships around these waters as well, so we'll go for our operations support here then. Yeah, 7 allied ships at 113, 114. Okay, probably our own convoy. Yeah, I'm going to assume it's our own convoy, really. That's fine. Okay, what I'm going to do here then... A lot of supply on board these ships as well. To be honest, a little bit too much. And what are you carrying? You're carrying the 7th Independent. Seventh Independent. 2nd Independent there. Okay, that's fine. Right, they're going to be hitting Manus next turn. I really don't know what is actually there at Manus. We do have a 2nd Independent, we have the Maizuru. I'm going to grab the 2nd Independent. Right, there we go, grab the 2nd Independent. How many men do we actually have aboard here? That's 378 men, that's 378 men, that's... Surely not. Okay, yeah, I stand corrected, okay. That is a lot of supply though, that's way too much supply really. So we'll combine 96 and 376 I reckon. Let's just make sure that they aren't the ones. Okay, yeah, you're kind of miser a second. Okay. Right, we'll have these guys go ahead and actually tackle the base over here then, it seems. I really don't know what is actually in these areas, so I'm a little bit hesitant onto what we can actually attack. I was hoping that these guys would have picked up on something, but indeed they did not. So, we'll have them run naval search again. The good news is the range to Port Moresby is 11 hexes, so it is getting pretty far out there, but it's not too bad. I do need to secure another base in this area, so we could do with securing potentially one of these bases here to get an actual air fleet, or better yet, a air division headquarters. If I was DHG, I would use my Karasum to Hanyu, maybe in Singapore. Well, the thing is, he can't possibly move them to Singapore, it's just too far away. He might be around about this area with the carriers. He's even in this area or is in this area with the USN carriers. We've seen the British light carrier Hermes operate in the Java Sea. He should have, what is it, Indomitable, Implacable. It's one of the British carriers should be in these waters at some point or near these areas. So we're aware of that. Okay. How you doing there, Majors? Good to have you on board, my friend. Alright, so what we're going to do then is begin to have the MKB move out of the area. So, I'm hoping that we do not see a Coastwatch report here, but I think it's all but inevitable in these waters. So what we're going to be looking towards doing then is moving out into these waters here. So we have seen the De Ruyter, and we did see 2 destroyers over here. We did see the Jupiter over here as well. This I find interesting. I mean, that is really strange in AS. I don't know how much I can really trust that as a report. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, twice. That's good to have you on board, man. I hope you're doing well, man. Right, they're going to move through these waters over here. Then he's 1 out of 8 detection. I don't know what he will have detected, but more than likely he'll have some idea that this is the MKB. I'm hoping that he will not actually... well, I don't think he'll be able to predict the movement into the Indian Ocean. Maybe, but I think that'd be a little bit too much on his end. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what it could be. We've seen ships over here, so I really do feel like he's still running ships out of Palembang, and probably around the area. He's more than likely going to be running them out through these straits here. Tankers and civvies tend to get confused as well, which is very handy. I mean, ideally you'll see this as a tanker force. Potentially so. So if we take a look out here then, we'll be moving into the deep waters. So we know that the light cruiser De Ruyter's over here. Now that is interesting. The De Ruyter, or De Ruyter, that's one of the, obviously, Dutch cruisers in the area. We did see the Hermes and a task force of around about 8 to 9 ships, or something around that sort of region. Not too far, around about near Makassar, actually, a little bit further out to the waters, actually. So we haven't seen hide nor hair of the actual Allied Service Task Force since. The first time we really saw a glimpse of them since that point was the Jupiter, the prior turn. And then in this turn we've seen the light cruiser De Ruyter and 2 destroyers, which is interesting. I find it strange that he would have a light cruiser operating out here south of Java, unless he's trying to pull out. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, loving the enthusiasm here, so loving the enthusiasm. And the only issue is obviously you do need to get engineers into these actual bases, you need to get supplies to these bases, and yeah, getting to these bases isn't so simple. It's a little bit hard. A little bit hard work there. But it would be a nice base to have in the future, that's definitely something to bear in mind. But yeah, loving the enthusiasm, my man. Okay. So, we're going to have them move south. What we're going to do then is, we have landed our forces over here at Makassar, which is fantastic. I do have this strong surface combatant force, but I'm not too particularly interested in having them stick around to fight any surface action. I don't know if he's actually got forces on the way. I'm not interested in fighting out there, really. So we're going to have these forces return to Kendari. We should have our forces over here. Let's take a look. Right, my lane forces over here. Okay. I think I might go ahead and actually lay some mines down here at Kendari. The reason being, we have seen these submarines here. It would be nice to get rid of the actual submarines. So what I'll probably do, though, is not lay both minefields, but lay one minefield, and we'll go from there, really. So what we'll do then is disband WA-14, reduce the amount of mines. So yeah, we'll lay down 20 mines. Okay, lay mines. And then you can dock here. So you can see, let's see, I'm not seeing it right now, but we should have, I don't know if they'll be able to tend, they should be able to tend it. If not, I'll be able to get a tender here at some point. Yeah, it's okay. How many men do we actually have aboard here? 3,447. Have they loaded the entire unit? It's still showing me loading troops here, but I'm not entirely certain how many are left. So, of B, okay, we're looking at about, yeah, just under 1,000 men. Mostly support. What I'm going to do is actually transfer in a patrol boat in here, just make sure they aren't really, well, ideally not attacked. Yeah, we have subs near New Zealand. They're moving down to New Zealand as we speak. Yep, okay, they're just arrived in the area. I'm going to go ahead and actually sort out their patrols there shortly, actually. Submarine over here as well, which is to be expected. He's been lucky over here at Tulagi. He does have a tendency... To be honest, I don't know why he would do this. It's really just... it's kind of silly leaving your submarines like this. We did see that the narwhal over here at Buna did get actually hit quite hard by a depth charge. He's making it easy on me by actually having them there. It means that we're actually able to engage them really on our own terms, which is fantastic. Okay. So, the question comes down to what do we do with this force over here. I don't actually need a surface force over here, to be honest. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to have them actually follow that force in and back towards Kendari. I can't. Targeted the same one by mistake there. Right, so they're going to follow this task force. There we go. I'm going to have them retirement allowed. Have them able to react. It would be nice to have a surface engagement that we could actually, well, fight with 3 battleships and 3 heavy cruisers, 2 light cruisers, and not too many destroyers, but still that's a hell of a lot of firepower. There's not much in these waters that could match that sort of firepower. Okay. Right, the APDs have arrived here. These are the Minakazi APDs. The good news, and what I might actually do then, is have these guys actually transfer a aviation engineer unit from Kendari to Makassar. The reason for that is then I can actually base aircraft out at Makassar as well quite quickly. We do have the air flotilla, which is going to be arriving shortly. Really kind of irritated that one of the ships was actually sunk by aircraft, which sucks. Really sucks. But there's not much I can do about that. Besides moan about it. I can moan about it. Yeah, I'm going to moan about it. That's the move there. How you doing, Ben 18 minute? Well, the thing is with like Bataan, it's got guns. We do have the island of Corregidor, I do believe, at Bataan, so it's one of these things of like I'd love to bombard it, but there's mines and there's a hell of a powerful coastal battery, I imagine. Wenkau could potentially be bombarded, but it's one of these things of, well, we've committed for some time to try and take the city without damaging the heavy industry there. So it's one of these, isn't it? We'll have the men rest here. I mean, if we take a look at the actual report, let's go and take a looky, shall we? I mean, sure, we had like 4-to-1 casualties, but it's inevitably going to crack. Let's see. I mean, that was good there, taking the basic mana down. At least we managed to gain some VPs back. Alright, let's see. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we can cut the Burma road, but it's just getting there, really. You've got to get to these areas first, and that takes some time. It really does take some goddamn effort as well. Yeah, well. Yeah. What we'll do then is, we're just going to have to rest. But you can see here that the fort is only level 1, so that's good. It's the actual terrain that's the problem, but what we'll do then is just wait a couple days and then attack again. The air power is going to be a major asset here, but as far as it goes, I think I'm going to be taking the Ki-21s out from attacking at Wenkau. I've got some other aircraft that can attack here as well. I mean, they've been under air bombardment for a long time. So I think what I'm going to be looking at doing then is actually having the air power shifted out either over Changhsa, but more than likely I'm going to have it shifted out to hit either Singapore or Bataan, but Singapore probably is the best one. Oh god. Yeah, shock attacks are great, but we can't do a shock attack here. It would just really, really hurt. Like, massively. Like, we need bigger rods, and even with bigger rods, it's still a very risky prospect. But yeah, it's just going to take some time. And the thing is, it seems bad because you've seen all these casualties, and it's like, as far as it goes, these are casualties that we don't really even blink at. I'm not going to lie, like, we don't really blink at these sort of casualties for the most part. The reason being that we can inevitably replace them, so it's just a case of we just have to deal with it, really. Like, it sucks on the local level, but the thing is, it's like, I do have men. I have... The IGA is, I suppose it's the branch of the actual Japanese military that is most able to absorb blows. The reason is we have a lot of dudes in the military. It's what it is. There's a lot of guys who can actually step up and replace those who have been lost. Though, of course, there's the experience, fatigue, etc., table equipment is something to bear in mind, but of all the branches of the military, the IJ is the one that can take the most of the punishment. Yeah, I'd be tempted to bombard here. I might bombard with divisions here, but as far as it goes, I want to make sure that they do have enough supply in the actual units themselves. The reason being that when we actually do attack, we're probably going to attack in the turn tomorrow. Like, yeah, you take a look over here. Supplies, 1,557. We have a requirement of 1,361. So we do want to make sure they actually do have enough supplies for the attack as well. Yeah, Chinese auxiliaries as well. They're not exactly fantastic, to be fair. And the good news is we can actually see that the support requirement is, yeah, fantastic, which is very good news, actually. I really do need to take a deeper look into how the actual ground combat works, really understand what these mean and how they actually affect the situation. But as far as it goes, we have a lot of headquarters over here, a lot of support here, which is fantastic. Yeah, but the thing is, it's like... The thing is, it's like, I imagine THG would be like, oh, well, like, I'm taking out these VPs. He says to me sometimes, like, oh, well, you lost 4 VPs here, 6 VPs here. Like, that doesn't mean jack. I'm not going to lie, it doesn't mean jack. We are going to lose men, yeah, sure we are. There's no two ways around it. So as far as I'm concerned, it's like, until we take the city, it doesn't particularly matter. If we are... This is it, really. I can't say if I can accept ridiculous casualties, but the thing is, it's like, if we have an objective, we're going to take casualties to take it. It's just a matter of how many casualties. But the thing is, it's like, we always try to stack the situation in our favour, so that inevitably we do take the base. Like, for example, at Noumea, we've had 2 days of bombardment there to allow our troops to rest. The forces there at Noumea are basically ruined. Not our own, but his forces. They do not have the capability to launch any sort of counterattack. They're really holding on just by the fact of just the sheer amount of them, really. Obviously, all these forces are fighting in defense of the base there. I'm hoping they would have broken. It's incredible that they haven't broken, and I'm really quite shocked at the amount of supply that he actually has over here at Noumea. I mean, I think that has been the real biggest surprise in the area, the amount of supply. But I suppose it does make sense. He obviously has reinforced these areas. So I think this is actually really quite a good indication of what we could have been expecting from the other islands, where things would have been even, well, even potentially worse. But it is what it is. We'll take it soon enough. I think we'll have another day of rest. Allow our men to really build their strength back up, which is good. I mean, you can see that I need the 4th Infantry Division to recover. Sorry, Infantry Regiment to recover, to be honest. Well, in regards to Changhsa, we've only seen him begin moving this turn. He's not going to move that quickly. He'll move quickly due to the actual road and obviously the terrain here, but he's not going to move ridiculously quickly. So we've got a day at the very least, maybe even 2 days, but at least a day to really make a decision. I think what I'm going to be going for then is a bombardment with the actual regiments, the actual artillery regiments, so obviously that'd be the heavy artillery, the mountain regiments, the field artillery regiments, etc., etc. And then from that point, ideally we'll have... I don't know, it depends really. It will depend. Well, see, you want to read a book, The Rise and Fall of the French Third Republic. It really does sort of like crush the myth of the French army being the best army in the world, really. I mean, in theory, on paper, sure, maybe, but the French were really quite hollow. Superb assets, though. I actually did manage to get a hold of the Battle Group Blitzkrieg rulebook as well, so I'm looking forward to doing like a early war early war army, like using French forces. That'd be really cool. Like, the French are awesome. I really like the French. I really like the French armies. It's just, and this is it. It's like they just a series of inept governments, inept ministers of war, just ineptitude, just incredible ineptitude. But well, that's my moaning. Oh dear. I think there's, to be honest, I don't think the turn's going to take as long as they, well, as they have done previously. I think we do have things really kind of clear cut for us at the moment in time. A lot of the actual reorganisation has been done for the most part. It is really, for the most part, getting our assets into the field here now. So we do have the Kisabaru here, which is actually escorting. I'd like to have a larger escort. Obviously not the Fuso, that's a little bit too much. Yeah, we're talking about the French. How you doing there, Ryan? It is the Australian militia that are holding New Caledonia, which ships did you lose? We lost one ship actually carrying some of the actual 23rd Air Flotilla, though we do have the rest of the flotilla. Lucky strike by him, really. Did hurt, but was a lucky strike. And obviously we'll rectify the situation by having the KA-43-1Cs made able to actually run long-range combat patrol over the area. Yeah, so run them over the Task Force 12 now. The good news is obviously we have the men ashore here at Makassar, so once Makassar falls, we'll be able to make use of it as an airbase. As far as we go over here as Kandahar is concerned in terms of aviation support, like, we do have 12 aviation support here at the base at this moment in time. We do need 19. We will have the 23rd arrive next turn, then. That's without a doubt, man. Yeah, so once they arrive, it's going to bring us a big increase in aviation, man. Yeah, nice enough. We do have an air division on the way as well. Yeah, additional aviation engineers there as well. Yeah, the 5th air division over here, which is great. Motorized support is always a nice thing as well. Okay. I'd have preferred a French. Definitely a French. I mean, the French were absolutely tenacious fighters. I mean, it wasn't the actual local level. It wasn't obviously the ground level of the actual armed forces. I mean, it's one of these cases of where the actual government ineptitude and obviously the higher ranking... Was it Gamelan? I feel like... I'm gonna have to reread it again, actually. I've been listening to it over audiobook, but the thing is, it's like we're not reading it, it's hard to remember some of the details. I think it was Gamelan during his time when he's just... Was it Gamelan? I don't know if it was Gamelan. I can't remember. Which of the French high-ranking... I think it was the head of the army. I think it was Gamelan. I don't know. I'd have to double-check the actual sources on that one. I'm going to say Gamelan for the time being, but I believe it was Gamelan, who was just, for the most part, just always making excuses about how tough it would be to march into the Rhineland. Oh, we can't march in... Oh, is it Gamelan? Yeah, I thought it was Gamelan. Yeah, Gamelan basically saying, oh, we can't march into the Rhineland. Oh, it'd be too difficult. It'd be so hard. We'd have to mobilize 1 million men. And then, was it Daladier? Daladier at the time, I think it might have been Daladier. But it might have been another French head of government at that time. The French do have a lot of governments in that time, actually. But yeah, basically, Gamelan was basically saying, for the most part, well, we can march into the Rhineland, but we're going to have to mobilize 1 million men. And that's just insane. Absolutely insane. So when it gets to the point, right, okay, the Germans have moved into the Rhineland, even though the French had prior warning of this for some days. They had a lot of prior notice that this was going to happen. And then the Germans move into the Rhineland. Oh no, we can't move into the Rhineland now. It's now fortified. Well, shit. Ah, dear. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I really do need to get the book. It's one of those things, like, actually having it in front of you makes it far easier to actually remember the details, to be honest. Okay, so, right, we're going to be moving upon Kopang soon, man. So we've got the Hukumaru over here, so she's been running natural patrols in the area. So what we're going to do then is run patrols over here to Kandari. We're going to be actually laying mines down here to Kandari as well, actually, which is going to be good. Well, the thing is, it's like you had, I mean, the Czechs were basically sold out for the most part. They were basically sold out. And it's like you had it in the final days where the French and British governments were telling the Czechoslovakian government to stand down, to not mobilize, and then they basically have Hitler say, yeah, your deal's not good enough. And then the French and British like say to the Czechoslovakians, okay, well, maybe you should actually mobilize. And then they, it's just too late, just absolutely too late. Well, this is it. Okay. See, I really want to learn more about French history. Like, my French history is really not that good. I find it strange. It's like you can talk to so many people on the actual internet, but it's very difficult to actually speak to a francophone, you know what I mean? To actually speak with a Frenchman. Hard to find them. So it's hard. It's one of these things where their history is a little bit more obtuse. Right, I'm actually half tempted to have the Akakazi and Yukikazi actually travel as escorts over this way. It could be potentially done, but it might be a waste of their time. Hakazi and Takakazi could potentially perform that role, but even then that's a waste of their time. I think what I'll do then is actually have the, well then again, let's see, let's compare the APDs. The APDs have other roles I can really use them for. I think what we'll do then is use the Hakakazi, well the Hakazi and the Takakazi. Like, we are lacking here on fuel, but that's fine. Well, yeah, that's fair enough there. Right, so what we are going to do then is once we are ready and fully loaded, we do have a few hundred tons of supply here, 863 tons. And we're going to move upon the base here at Kopang as well then with these forces over here, which is good news. Well, yeah. Well. Oh dear. Okay, these forces are heading out. That's fine. So what can I do then to actually get some aviation assets over there? Well, air support's going to be moving out here, which is fine. I need to get the air flotilla in there as soon as possible, really. It is interesting to see that he has since moved his forces out from Singapore. I don't know if he actually has, but it is an interesting one to see there. So do see that our forces here have been stood down for the most part. Yep. Well, they're actually running escort. These guys are running combat air patrol. Yep. Yes, unfortunately. Not the complete one, but obviously an element of it. So that hurt, but it's not the end of the world. Okay. So we have no damage to the airfield here, or at least we might have had some damage, but it has been since repaired. The good news is obviously that we do have the AA over here. Which is great. Yeah, plenty of engineers here to actually get the base back up in action. Oh, back in action pretty quickly. Okay. I think what I'm going to do here then is we're gonna... Well, we'll continue this obviously in the next stream, really. I don't feel like I have a good grasp on actually what happened here in this turn due to the speed at which that replay went. I may watch the replay again privately. I need to get an actual idea of what's going on here. But I think it's always a good idea to just give people some time to actually go away and have some time to actually digest a turn. And we've still got 2 hours. I mean, it doesn't feel like 2 hours. But we'll have some time in between. Really get the ideas planned out here. I don't think it's going to take too long. For the most part, things are underway here. We do have things more or less carrying on as they were from the turn before, which is very nice. Okay. Yeah, as Major says there, I mean, this is the aspect, I mean, this is why we have our assets travel on multiple ships. It's like, sure, you can have them travel on one ship, which might be very all-singing, all-dancing, all very quick, and all this nice, but it is better to have them spread out across many ships, because the reason is if you lose one of them, you don't lose in all of them. So that's really why we travel on multiple ships there. Well, the thing is, it's like, I sped up the bombardment, and I don't know how you slow the game back down again there. So that was a mistake there. I suppose we are all fallible. I'm going to say a big thank you here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed my content here for tonight, and I hope you do continue to enjoy this series as we go on here. It's been superb so far. I think it's been okay turn so far. I really don't feel like I got to see most of it, unfortunately, and I know you guys don't either as well, which I do feel bad about. But I think overall a good turn. We also didn't have as much in the way of battles this turn as we did last turn, which is to be expected. We're also going to have our forces aimed against Changhsa here to bring about an end here. He's withdrawing troops from Changhsa. As to how many are being withdrawn, I do not know. But what we'll do then is really consider as to whether we attack next turn or whether we have another bombardment next turn and then an attack return afterwards. Ideally, we can catch some of his forces in the movement mode, which would be nice. Okay. So I'm going to say, until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy my content, please do consider becoming a patron of mine. It does make a significant difference and allows me to buy new books. Books are fantastic. Really need to learn more about this campaign as we go on. I'm currently reading Storm Clouds over the Pacific, which is actually quite good so far. About 36 pages into that one. I did just recently finish the War Plan Orange, the US strategy to defeat Japan, 1897 to 1945 the other day. That was quite nice. So until next time, goodbye for now, guys. Have a beautiful evening and an even better day. See you all in the very near future. Goodbye for now.